Good evening, or good afternoon. In fact, it's good morning still actually. And welcome to Sea Fishing with CJ. We're going to go fishing down the beach tonight, and the plan is we're going to try and get ourselves some hard shell crab and use that as bait because the smooth hounds are in. So to start us on that way, I'm just going to go into Tools and Tackle in New Haven, see if I can't get myself a crab pot. Tools and Tackle, crab pot. Have you got any manky bait that I can use for crab bait? Have you got any old mackerel that have passed its sell by, or?
Well, I've just had my frozen delivery, so I haven't got any manky mackerel.
Ah, okay. So we come to the local fish market and we've picked up some frames, you know, which is what's left of the fish once the fillets have been taken off. Ideal for sticking in the crab pots. And yeah. I'm down at the boatyard, but we're not going out on the boat today. We're going to be putting some crab pots out, see if we can get some hard shell crabs, and see if we can't catch one of them magic big smooth hounds that have been appearing everywhere. So that's the plan for today. So let's get this crab pot out and bait it up, weight it up and get it out. Quite a simple idea, they just unclip, concertina out. Like that. There we go. One crab pot. Got a line. Not very strong. I wouldn't trust my £15 crab pot for that. Got a little tiny pouch there to put in the bait in, but to be honest, we'll lob some bait straight in it, I think. Line, tie them up onto the little bit. Want to try and get it up off the side. Let's put a chunk of this dogfish actually into the little pouch thing. There's a chunk of dogfish in there. This back in the middle there. So there will be a rock tie out to the side. Put some lead in that to give it some weight. Right, let's get this bad boy out. Right, so that's one. I've popped one in. Something interesting. It's handy. Might change when the tide starts to go out, but by then, hopefully, it'll be full up little Charlies. Bait. If we haven't, it's enough time to go down and buy some. Yoo-hoo. Look at this fennel growing wild here. Lovely. Yeah, wild fennel. Quite a bit of it. Might pick some of that and rinse it off and cook my tea with it. Talking about that, need to go to the co-op. Get something to eat. Look at this. Great big bush of fennel here. Lovely. Boo! The traps are set. Let's get out, buy my tea, go and tie some rigs, and then it's all over but for the fishing. What it is, but I've never seen one up like that, low down like that. Yeah, the crows are chasing it. Yeah. Well, there's a sight for sore eyes, a red-tailed kite. Well, I don't know, but I may. Probably came down to steal my crabs. Yeah, red-tailed kite. Crab pots out. They were high and dry because I was a bit late, but we've got a healthy number of nice sized little hard shells there. I've thrown back some of the big ones. A few more in here. Let's just fish them out. Bit little, let him go off the grow to be a big nuisance. And there's one big whopper in there. They're too big. Too little, see if the crow wants it. Alright, don't leave anything in here, it's going to go smelly. And there we go. It's enough for tonight, and the crow's eating my bait, which I've chucked to one side. There's a blackback gull there as well. That's the biggest of our gulls. Quite an aggressive bird. I wonder if that's what the red-tailed kite was swooping around for. It saw the fish on the side. Anyway, look at that. Gonna have to catch some mullet this year. Let's get fishing. So we've got some hardback crab, enough for my needs, and nice sizes as well. So we'll put these pots to bed. and get down the beach. Well, good afternoon and welcome to Sea Fishing with CJ. We're back down on the beach, continuing the braid versus mono challenge, but this time we're not scratching. What we're doing is we're fishing with whole hardback crab in a hope of picking up a smooth hound. So every chance of a blank tonight, but if we do hit it off, we will hit it off big. So that's the plan. So no more ado, both the rods are out now, both with a hard shell crab on. Again, braid on a fixed ball, on a continental longer rod, and monofill on a multiplier on a zip lex. Both blasted out as far as I can get them. What can go wrong? The water is a horrible colour. It is very, very milky. I'm not quite sure why that is, possibly because of the bad weather we've had, or wet, but it's definitely coloured the water. Don't know how that's going to affect the fishing tonight. We'll find out. I'm here for the duration until the tide's on the way, well on the way back in. We'll see. We will see. We're going to do a little bit something different with crab cam. We're going to cast some mackerel feathers out with it on and just see if we can pick that up on film as well. But no more ado. Just going to show you how I'm rigging up this this crab. So here's our crab. It's a nice little crab, about 50p piece size. We need to do a bit of preparation. Now, if you're fond of crabs, perhaps you should look away, because we're going to break off his nippers. And we're going to take a leg off one side. That's where the hook's going to go in. And then we're going to take all the legs bar one or two on the other side, which we leave on as attractors. So there's our crab prepared. The hook, which is a 4.0, but it's quite a robust 4.0, it has to be because it's got to pierce through the shell. We're going to put in through that leg hole, or into the side of the shell adjacent to that leg hole, and then bring the point of the hook up through the centre of his shell. Bit of wiggling and jiggling, get it through there. So there we've got it. Nicely presented hook through the centre of his shell. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to whip these legs onto the shank of the hook. So we've got those two legs there which are flapping around and wiggling about in the surf, and then these two legs which are supporting the crab on the hook and keeping it in place. So a good old bait elastic. Where would we be without it? Well, we'd be looking for the end of it for a start. Ah. So whipping those legs on the shank of the hook. Dog's agreeing with me. And then we're going to put the pennel hook underneath that elastic just to hold it all straight. So there we have the crab, nicely presented hook. Bring the pennel hook down and just thread it underneath that elastic. Hook it under the elastic there, just as an additional support. And then we've got a nice straight bait. So you've got a couple of legs there for it to sort of wiggle and friggle about. Now this is my backup rig, so we'll leave that set up and ready to go, so that if we have to bring one in, we can get that one straight away and get it out there. So we're fishing. One of the things you've got to do when you are fishing for smooth hounds is you have got to make sure your drag is set correctly, because if they do take one, they take it at a run, and you don't want them dragging your rods down the beach. If you watch my video from last year when I was fishing for smooth hounds, you will see me running down the beach after my rod because I hadn't set the drag, which was a bit of a mistake, a bit of a schoolboy error, but that's what we learn by. We learn by schoolboy errors. Another day at school. Yeah, fantastic. And there's Billy Bob down the beach with me. We're going to have a little cook up on the beach later on. I've got my tea to cook, sausage and beans with curried powder and a mug of tea. Can't wait, because I am actually quite hungry now, so I'll save it up until I'm actually desperate. We'll also do a live tonight, I think, see if we can get that working. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some mackerel feathers on, crab cam, see if we can film what the mackerel feathers do when they're in the water. I got a feeling you ain't going to see much because that is well clouded, that water. But give it a go. Always something new. Right, so we are set up and we are cooking our tea. Got a brew on, kettle's boiling nicely. We get that into the cup. A cup of tea. So we've got the fire burning and we've got a live on and we've got a cup of tea. So let's put this together and carry on filming. Brinton, all right mate. Amanda, how you doing? In crab cam, and sure to its name, I've got a crab, quite a big spider crab actually. If it had a couple of decent claws on it, I might be tempted to have that, cook it, but it hasn't. So let's untangle that and chuck him back. What's that, Billy Bob? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's it? Get back in the ocean. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of activity on the middle rod, just a little knocks and rattles though, which is a bit disappointing, because if it was a smooth hound I'd expect to get a searing run, maybe get a little knock and a rattle and then and that's not happened. So I don't know what it is, but give it a few more minutes and I might wind it in. Still something knocking on there. So one of the big advantages of braid is that it does detect every little knock. That just could be a crab running around with it. Don't know what to do, wind it in. Next time it gives a little tug, we'll bring it in. We'll strike into it and see what it is. or if nothing happens for a while. Something on there, isn't there? Let's find it. Let's bring it in and see what it is. See what it is. Here it is, it's heavy. It isn't fighting. Big old fat spider crab maybe. Nothing. Nothing. Bit of excitement there, but no fish. Well, I'm afraid tonight has drawn a blank. I did kind of anticipate that it was either going to be an amazing night with the target species achieved, or it was going to be a blank, and unfortunately the latter has happened. I did have a squid out on a scratching rig, and I was getting a knock and a rattle on that just now, but I think it was small fish just ragging it, or quite a big bait. So it's just starting to rain. The tide is actually getting quite close to the feet of my rod rest, so if I was to carry on fishing here, I'm going to have to up and move everything up the beach, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my losses and pack up and go home. So thanks very much for joining me on this. There will be more. Keep on wishing, keep on fishing, keep sane, keep safe, stay fishing.